Are you considering Mérida for a long-term or even short-term stay in Mexico? Stay tuned and I'll tell you about the 3 weeks that we spent there in the month of February. Hi, this is Mimi. Welcome back to Mimi and More, where we talk about all things travel, slow and fast, and some other things about life over 60. So if you are new to the channel, we sold everything we owned back in the fall of last year, sold our apartment, sold our car, all of our things, and headed off in January for a life of slow travel. And part of that travel included us going to Mexico, where our third stop was a 3-week stay in Mérida. So we arrived in Mérida. We came from Mexico City and we flew to Mérida, which was like about an hour and a half flight. It was really, really short. I will tell you that our experience in the Mexico City airport was horrible. The entire airport is under construction. I mean, the entire airport is under construction. So it just made it very, very difficult to maneuver and find our way through. But anyway, obviously we survived, got on a plane and got to Mexico City. The airport in Mérida is very, very tiny, but works very efficiently. Took an Uber and got to our Airbnb. So here's a bit of a walkthrough to our Airbnb.
So here we are, we've arrived. It was a great Airbnb. We had plenty of room, it was very comfortable. As you see, you walk right into the kitchen. Little 2-burner stove, tiny sink, we called it the Barbie doll sink. Great size fridge though, nice kitchen table. We like having a table. Couch was a futon couch, which certainly was okay to use, but not the most comfortable thing. TV. And then we move right into the bedroom where there's Raphael. And you can see it's a pretty big bedroom. We had a queen size bed, a little desk. Bathroom was a really great size. It was big. Shower was great. That was our closet space. I don't like it that it was in the bathroom, but you know, you take what you get. But yeah, you can see it was kind of cute. And then this was our added bonus, which was our pool area, which we really loved. I love sitting out here in the morning. This was the pool. I'm going to say it was about 10 by 10, maybe 4 feet deep, but lots of privacy. Again, it was just nice to sit at.
So as you can see, we had a lovely Airbnb while we were there, and that pool came in very, very handy because there were days that it got up into, 90, mid-90s, and we really liked the use of having the pool, although we couldn't use it the day the dead bird was in it. So there was that. Now, unfortunately, the bird obviously didn't survive that ordeal. We did, but the pool had to be drained. It was kind of like a oversized bathtub, but it got the job done. But the pool had to be drained and scrubbed and sanitized. But anyhow, so consequently, our Airbnb was about a 30-minute walk from the center of town. And it just became a little too far, not gonna lie. Between the 30-minute walk and the heat, it just wasn't a pleasant walk. And then if I'm being honest, the scenery along the way also just really wasn't that pleasant. So we took a lot of Ubers. Now, Ubers in this part of Mexico, in the Yucatan, where we were, are ridiculously inexpensive. So you could take an Uber and it was maybe a 10-15 minute Uber ride and it would be $3. It was just crazy. So we did take quite a few Ubers back and forth. So our location was, we were in walking distance to some supermarkets, not super close, but we were able to walk. The nicest supermarket that we did go to that we felt had the best to offer was probably 20 minutes in an Uber. So that was a little far. We said that we only went there once, but and the prices of food, they were expensive. I felt that they were comparable and then more to what we pay back at home in New Jersey. So food wasn't really any cheaper. But while we're there, we were there for 3 weeks, so we kind of had our list of what we were going to do. There are not as many activities as I thought, but we did do a walking tour and saw a couple of the sites along the way. We also took a hop-off bus tour that we went to different parts of Merida. Merida is actually a pretty big city, so took us to some places that we wouldn't have otherwise gone to. And then after that, they're really, I don't know, for us, we didn't really feel like there was a lot to do. Now, you are about 45 minutes from the beach. We certainly could have gone to the beach, but we also knew that we were going to be spending a month in Puerto Rico and we were going to be in a beach town, so it wasn't like we were clamoring to have to get to the beach. So we did not go to the beach in Merida, but we did see a couple of things. We ended up finding, weirdly enough, a dance performance, which if you know anything about me, I love dance. And it was really nice. It was free, and it was a 2.5 hour performance, and it was about all the customs, the local customs of weddings all over the Yucatan and how they're celebrated from the perspective of dance. And honestly, it was so good, and we really enjoyed it. So that was kind of fun. We did go out to dinner a bunch of times, and we cooked in a lot. So, but I would say all in all, while we had a really amazing Airbnb while we were in Merida, we don't think that in the future that we would go back. So I know people, and please, if you disagree with me, absolutely you can. Tell me in the comments all the reasons, maybe all the things that we missed in Merida. I would love to know. But for right now, like, we sort of wish that we had spent an extra, that we had stayed maybe in Mexico City longer, maybe another week or even more, and then just kind of went to Merida maybe for a week. So we are learning along the way in this journey that we are really big city people. And it's kind of nice to break it up every once in a while with a stay in a sort of a smaller, sleepy town. One of the comparisons that I will make, whether it's fortunate or unfortunate, is that we didn't find Merida as quaint as San Miguel de Allende, right? You can't compare it to Mexico City because it's just like a whole other thing. But San Miguel de Allende was very colonial, if you will, but there was just a friendliness there. Admittedly, our Airbnb was a 10-minute walk from the plaza, the center of town, so it was very easy to, just pick up at night and say, hey, let's go grab a churro. So, but we would go sit in the plaza and people watch. There were a ton of really good restaurants right in that area. There were tons of mariachis every single night. You could go, the mariachis would be there. And I don't know, I just felt that the town center of Merida was much more vibrant, much more exciting. Sorry, did I say Merida? I meant the town center of San Miguel. The town center of Merida is built exactly like San Miguel was. There's the government buildings, and there's always the main church that's there. There were restaurants, certainly as well in the plaza in Merida, but we just didn't find them to be as good as what was available to us in San Miguel. So, it's just a matter of preference, a matter of taste. We did spend 3 weeks there. Somehow we did fill our days. We did try to do different things. We, went for a lot of walks. Raphael especially went for a lot of walks. But by and large, I think if you want to go to Merida, I think it's important to go see different parts of the world, and certainly different parts of Mexico because it's so huge. But a 3-week stay for us was just too long. So our gut reaction for our stay there was that we don't regret going. We had a fine time when we were there, but I don't think it's someplace that we would return to. So anyhow, that's our summary of our 3-week stay in Merida, Mexico. I hope you join us for our next video where we break down our budget for our stay that was there, and you'll be able to find out if Merida made our budget happy or broke the bank. So until next time, thank you for joining me here on Mimi and More. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you would like to see more, hit the subscribe button, and if you hit that bell wherever it's located, it'll also let you know when I post the next video. Also, just the last note is you'll have to excuse what I'm calling my bad hair day. We are currently in Puerto Rico, where it is unbearably humid these last couple days, and so my hair has a life of its own. But I missed you guys. I hadn't made a video for a while, so if you stuck to the end, you'll get my having a bad hair day apology. But anyway, on that note, I hope you're having a better day. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.